Which term refers to an emerging field of new technologies such as wearable tech or home automation? IoT. IoT, or the Internet of Things, is the term used to describe a network of physical devices that are connected to the Internet and can collect, send, or receive data. This includes modern technologies like wearable tech, such as smartwatches or fitness trackers, smart home devices like smart lights, thermostats, or security systems. These devices collect, send, or receive data through the Internet, often without any human interaction. What function must our SOHO router perform to enable devices on our local home IPv4 network to communicate with devices on the Internet? NAT. NAT stands for Network Address Translation. It's a key function that your SOHO small office home office router performs. Most home networks use private IP addresses, like 192.168xx, which cannot be used on the public Internet. NAT solves this by translating your private IP addresses into a public IP address when sending traffic out to the Internet, then routing the response back to the correct device inside your local network. What hardware is required to allow wireless devices to connect to resources on a wired network segment in infrastructure mode? A wireless access point. In infrastructure mode, wireless devices do not connect directly to each other. Instead, they connect through a central device that links them to the wired network, and that device is the wireless access point. The WAP acts as a bridge between wireless devices, like laptops, phones, and the wired network, like servers, printers, or switches. It allows Wi-Fi devices to access network resources and the Internet, even though those resources are physically connected via Ethernet cables. Which device blocks unwanted traffic from a network using a set of rules known as an ACL? Firewall. A firewall is a security device designed to monitor and control network traffic. It uses a set of rules called an ACL, or Access Control List, to protect the network from unauthorized access, malicious traffic, and other threats. ACL rules can be based on IP addresses, port numbers, protocols, direction of traffic, inbound or outbound. Which of the following networking devices is capable of creating VLANs? Managed switch. A managed switch is a network device that can create and manage VLANs, virtual local area networks. It provides the necessary features to configure, control, and monitor VLANs, including port-based VLANs, which help segment a physical network into multiple logical networks, improving security, traffic management, and performance. For example, you could separate staff devices from guest devices, even though they're using the same physical switch. Which term describes services like Dropbox that provide file storage and synchronization? Storage as a service. Storage as a service refers to cloud-based solutions that allow users to store, access, and manage their data online. Services like Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive fall into this category. They offer online file storage, automatic syncing between devices, data backup, and easy sharing. While Dropbox does include software features, its primary function is to offer cloud storage, which is why it's classified as storage as a service. What should you look for in the address bar of the web browser to ensure the security of making an online purchase? HTTPS. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, is the secure version of HTTP and uses encryption protocols to protect the data exchanged between the user's browser and the website. This ensures that sensitive information, such as payment details, is transmitted securely. HTTP is not secure. Data is sent in plain text. SSH is for Secure Remote Command Line Access, not websites. TLS is the encryption protocol used under the hood, but it's not shown directly in the address bar. What is the TCP/IP term for the router's IP address given to you by another administrator when manually configuring a host? Default gateway. In TCP/IP networking, the default gateway refers to the IP address of the router that acts as an access point for devices in one network to communicate with devices in other networks. When a device needs to send data to a destination outside its local network, it forwards the data to the default gateway, which then routes it appropriately. Which of the following Internet connection types is the fastest? Fiber. Fiber optic internet is the fastest type of internet connection available to consumers today. It uses light signals through glass cables, which allows for extremely high speeds, up to 1 gigabit per second or even higher, low latency, reliable performance, even during peak hours. Cable is fast but shared with neighbors, so it can slow down. Cellular depends on signal strength and may be limited by data caps. Satellite has high latency and is much slower than fiber, though it's useful in remote areas. Which server provides access to user data over a LAN? File server. A file server is a type of server on a local area network, LAN, that stores and shares files with users across the network. It allows multiple users to access documents, images, and videos, save and retrieve data from a central location, collaborate on shared files without using external drives or cloud services. Which network protocol provides an alternative solution to the manual allocation of IP addresses? DHCP. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, is a network protocol that automatically assigns IP addresses to devices on a network. Rather than requiring manual configuration for each device, a DHCP server assigns dynamic IP addresses from a preset pool, helping to manage IP addresses efficiently and avoid conflicts. Without DHCP, you would have to manually configure each device with an IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server. What is a simple device consisting of multiple connector blocks and ports used for cable management? Patch panel. A patch panel is a simple yet essential piece of network hardware used for organizing and managing cables in a structured wiring system. It contains multiple ports, also called connector blocks, and allows you to easily connect and disconnect devices, keep cabling tidy and organized, simplify troubleshooting and upgrades. It acts like a central hub where all network cables from wall outlets or devices terminate. Then you use patch cables to connect to switches or other hardware. Which protocol is commonly used for network monitoring? SNMP. SNMP, or Simple Network Management Protocol, is the standard protocol used for monitoring and managing network devices. Network administrators use SNMP to collect performance data from routers, switches, and servers, monitor network health and usage, receive alerts when something goes wrong, like a device going offline. It's essential in any medium to large-scale network environment where keeping track of many devices is critical. What type of network connects two states? Wide area. A wide area network, WAN, is a network that spans a large geographic area, such as two states, countries, or even continents. A wide area network, WAN, is a network that spans a large geographic area, such as two states, countries, or even continents. What feature does CSMA/CA offer that CSMA/CD does not? Collision avoidance for data packets. Carrier sense multiple access. With collision avoidance is a protocol used in wireless networks like Wi-Fi to prevent data collisions by checking for a carrier signal before sending data. If the channel is occupied, it will delay transmission or use a back-off method to avoid collisions. CSMA/CA aims to prevent collisions before they happen. In contrast, CSMA/CD is used in wired Ethernet networks to detect collisions that occur during transmission and retransmit the data after a random back-off period. Which wireless encryption technology is commonly used in larger organizations and requires users to log in with individual credentials? WPA2 Enterprise. WPA2-Enterprise is a wireless encryption method designed for larger organizations that need stronger security and individual user authentication. WPA2-Enterprise is a wireless encryption method designed for larger organizations that need stronger security and individual user authentication. Benefits of WPA2. Enterprise. Stronger access control, better user tracking and auditing. Credentials can be integrated with directory services like Active Directory. Which version of Bluetooth introduced the optional high-speed feature, allowing for increased throughput by transferring data via Wi-Fi? Bluetooth Smart. Bluetooth 3.0 plus HS, high speed, was the first version to introduce the optional high-speed feature, which allows devices to transfer large amounts of data more quickly by using an alternate radio, specifically Wi-Fi 802.11. Bluetooth 3.0 uses Bluetooth for control and setup, then switches to Wi-Fi for high-speed data transfer, reaching speeds up to 24 megabits per second. This feature is optional, so not all Bluetooth 3.0 devices support high speed. Which wireless security standard uses AES? WPA2. WPA2, Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, is a wireless security protocol that uses AES, Advanced Encryption Standard Encryption, to safeguard data. It is intended to offer robust security for wireless networks by employing strong encryption techniques to maintain the confidentiality of information. AES encryption ensures that data transmitted over the network is securely encrypted, blocking unauthorized access. What is the term for the delay caused by the distance a signal must travel to a satellite dish? Latency. Latency refers to the delay that occurs as data travels from one point to another. In this case, the long distance to and from a satellite in orbit. With satellite internet or communication, a signal travels over 22,000 miles to the satellite and back. This causes a noticeable delay, especially in real-time tasks like video calls or gaming. Even if the speed, bandwidth, is high, the delay, latency, remains due to physical distance. Which device produces a sound when placed near a cable carrying a specific signal? tone probe? A tone probe, also called a probe or tracer, is used in combination with a tone generator to trace and identify cables. Here's how it works. The tone generator sends a specific electrical signal down a cable. The tone probe is then moved along bundles of cables. When it's near the right one, it produces a sound, helping technicians find the exact cable without cutting or unplugging anything.